Always pricey, housing in BC has seen another spike.
We've seen through the pandemic housing prices skyrocket.
And it's not just private ownership feeling the squeeze, but also people who are renting. Atke says it's become normal to see some renters spend 50% of their annual income on their housing, forcing people to choose between a place to live and other basic necessities.
They're cutting back on groceries. They might be skipping meals. It means that they're not putting their kids in those extracurricular activities. And for some, they're at very high risk of homelessness.
Today's announcement that interest rates are going up may seem like good news for those trying to get into the market or find a more affordable place to call home. But because the supply and demand for housing in BC is so imbalanced, you won't see changes overnight.
It might take a year and a half as demand starts to really cool down for supply to catch up.
And don't expect this interest rate hike to be the last one.
They've clearly signaled they are going to keep raising rates until we see inflation start to come back to where they want it to be, which is 2%. They think that's not going to happen until about 2024.
The housing crunch isn't news to the federal government either.
We have a serious problem in our country, and a very serious problem here in BC.
Minister Freeland says the province simply doesn't have enough housing to keep up with the demand.
The budget I tabled last week represents the most ambitious plan Canada has ever put forward to solve this fundamental challenge.
The federal government pledged to double the number of new homes built in Canada over the next 10 years. New money that was welcome news to some, but advocates say it needs to go further to ensure that not just housing is built, but truly affordable and accessible housing, like nonprofits and co-ops.
We are not going to be able to turn the corner on this crisis, and we're not quite there yet under budget 2022.
A sign that housing affordability in BC remains elusive for so many. Joel Ballard, CBC News, Vancouver.